Welcome to episode 3 of What the Heck Does Wes Use? So let's get cracking. We got 4 things we're going to go through today. We're going to hit apparel, we're going to hit tech, we're going to hit food, not nutrition, food, and we're also going to hit reading materials. So, and pardon me for a little bit of the scruff, heading out hunting this weekend, so I figured nobody's going to see me for the next 4 days. It's all good. The shoe I wear for running is the Altra Torin. This is a 0 drop shoe, so the heel is not thicker than the front. 0 drop. This is their medium thick sole, so they have a little bit thinner racing flats, a lighter shoe. They also have a thicker for the people who like that more cushier, plush Cadillac type of ride. But the key here for the Ultras is, and what really got me tuned in, was this wide toe box. So the toes can be spread and the foot can actually operate the way it's intended to. Your toes are not supposed to be smushed like that. They're supposed to be spread open, but with our Western civilization shoes, we finally lots of times find our feet mushed together. This offered me a lot of freedom, and it came in a perfect time that after years of strength training, because I used to be a motion control guy, I used to have inserts and orthotics, I used to have a 12 millimeter drop because I was a heel striker, and over the evolution of training, in particular the strength training, my running gait, I got rid of the pronation, I got a neutral running gait and realized I didn't need arch support. I needed my foot to operate the way God intended it, but it needed to be healthy and everything else needed to be operating in accordance with that. So that's just kind of a little bit of the background that I did start back in the day, the big old school heavy shoes and all sorts of band-aids to help me get through running, and I still got injured all the time. And through progress of precision strength training and kind of really dialing in, I'm now down to this shoe, and it's fantastic. The one thing I will say about this is the shoelaces, you got to double knot them, and they are not a 300-mile shoe. I would say they are more about a 150-mile shoe. So that's the shoe. Tech. So I get this question and I see the data all the time with the clients I coach, and it's the heart rate data from the wrist, which I'm not wearing a watch, but like the Phoenixes, the Fitbits, that sort of thing, versus the heart rate strap. Both are good. The more typically expensive or high-end your watch is, the more accurate that optical reading of your pulse will be. But a lot of people get inconsistent readings from the wrist strap, and that does 0 good. That derails all that data. So if you are finding you get inconsistent readings, which I do, sweat rate and temperature seem to be 2 big things for me. I can get crazy readings. Those watches have also been known to mix up your heart rate versus your run cadence, and you'll get these crazy high heart rate readings, but really it's picking up your run cadence. So just beware. Those optical, the wrist heart rate straps aren't always the best. They're not always bad, but they're not always the best. This is pretty tried and true for accurate data. The only problem is it's a little cumbersome, can be uncomfortable, and I know definitely lots of people deal with chafing, but when I need my solid data, I always go with the chest heart rate monitor. It's Garmin. It matches up to the my 530 and my Phoenix. Let's get on to food. So, if any of you guys follow me, especially on Instagram, on the stories, lots of times I post all the food. I actually used to be a chef. The current spice I'm using, I like red meat. My new spice flavor I am digging is from Traeger. It's their beef rub. The 2 flavors that are really coming through here are chili and molasses. It's not hot and spicy. It's just kind of deep, earthy, rich. Goes great with red meat. I season my steaks with these before I grill them. I actually just made a crock pot beef roast or pot roast this weekend and used this as the seasoning in the broth. Delish. Traeger beef rub. I also have their pork and chicken, but this is the one we're reviewing today. Thumbs up. Last but not least, let's talk about reading material. The War of Art. This book was intended, and so the title reads, The War of Art, Break Through the Blocks and Win Your Inner Creative Battles. This book was intended or written for writers to help get them through writer's block. And the villain in this book is resistance, just resistance in general. And so I found this book is fantastic for work, for life, for training. There's always times throughout the week, throughout the day actually, that you hit resistance and you don't want to do something. This book is great if you are a little low on motivation and maybe even discipline is a little bit hard to get to. This book will get your ass in gear and get the stuff that you don't want to do at that particular time done. This is a great read. It has like these one-page chapters, so it's an easy read. You can pick it up for 3 minutes and boom, it gets you kicked up and ready to battle resistance. That, my friends, is episode 3. Hope everybody has a killer weekend. Cheers, and as always, rubber side down. And the Athlete Forge, be built, not bought.